Hi, everybody. This is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. I have with me two projects in this video. I have with me VSYS and TACHYON, and we're going to be getting an update on what's happening with VSYS and with TACHYON. Now, before I introduce my guests, I want to remind you this isn't investment advice. Also, please follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT. Join my official announcements Telegram channel. Links in the description below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, do two things: subscribe, comment, like, because YouTube shadow ban is killing my channel. Make sure that you click on the notification bell so you get reminders, and come over to BitTube because I post my videos on BitTube first. Plus, on BitTube you can earn a little bit of crypto just for surfing the net. If you want to know which are the best cryptocurrencies to hodl, to trade in, and for how long, then take a look at Token Metrics. Token Metrics helps crypto investors build profitable portfolios using artificial intelligence-based crypto indices, rankings, and price predictions. Use my affiliate link and you get a 10% discount on their plans. You also get 3 months free if you sign up for the yearly plan. And you can do a 7-day trial for just a few dollars. Link in the description below. Hey, David. Hey, Jacob. Thank you so much for agreeing to come back on. And actually inviting yourself, which was very good of you. I really appreciate it. So I've had you both on before talking about VSYS, and David, you are the business development lead for VSYS, and Jacob, you're one of the co-founders of TACHYON, and TACHYON is a project adapt that's built on the VSYS blockchain. Now, what I'd like both of you to do is just a teeny weeny bit introduction to yourself, and then a little bit more about your respective projects. David, tell us about yourself and VSYS, please.
Hey, Crypto Rich. Thanks again for having us back on. First of all, I want to say hi to Mom and Dad. My parents love when I come on your show. They're big fans.
That's brilliant. Everybody, please let your parents know about this show, okay?
Second, I think last time we reconnected was in the depths of COVID. So,
yes.
So great to see you again. I think we talked in, end of March or something. Glad to see you're doing good. I think we all kind of made it to the other side.
Okay.
And yeah, and so, sorry about that. So yeah, I'm the director of business development for VSYS, and VSYS is a native blockchain project by Sonny King, the inventor of proof of stake. And I've got my technical associate here, Jacob, and Jacob is part of VSYS as a developer advocate, and he's also a founding member on the TACHYON team. TACHYON, we talked about on some of the previous shows, is a killer decentralized VPN dApp on the VSYS blockchain. And I think the three of us had connected on a show maybe late last year.
Yes.
So it's good, about 9 months later to reconnect and give you guys an update.
Fabulous. Now, do you want to give us a little short description on VSYS for people who haven't watched those videos, although they'll find them in the playlist, but also those who may not be up to speed with VSYS?
Yeah, the quick kind of elevator pitch for VSYS is it's a native blockchain by the guy who invented proof of stake, Sonny King. And to me, that just is huge because the whole industry is moving towards this, proof of stake consensus mechanism, it seems. And to have, the inventor of that on your team, the chief architect, is pretty special. For me, he's up there, when you look back at the history of this, he's up there with Vitalik and Satoshi just because, this invention is so important to the space. And at VSYS, we've taken a really unique approach with our ecosystem. We go after high value partnerships, and then we, help them go blockchain. And, while they do the traditional, while they handle their traditional business, in the case of TACHYON, it's a decentralized VPN.
Very cool. And then VSYS has this really great staking mechanism. And if I remember correctly, I can hold VSYS in a cold wallet, and I receive VSYS coins as a stake, but I also receive other applications tokens that are built on the VSYS blockchain, if I remember correctly.
Starting with ACX, and then including many other ecosystem tokens as we roll out more ecosystem projects. And so the APR, assuming the price stays constant, is pretty interesting at VSYS because you get depending on the supernode that you lease or mint to, and it can be from a cold wallet, which is really cool technology. Depending on which one of the 15 supernodes you choose, you can get a rate of return 18 to 20%. And then IPX on top of that, assuming, the price is constant, of course. So, just really interesting. We call that staking 2.0.
Yes. And then IPX is the token for TACHYON application.
That's right.
Great. Okay. Jacob, there's that traffic you warned us about. We heard that.
That was a loud truck. That sounded like a loud truck.
Okay. All right, Jacob. Do you want to say a little bit about yourself and a little bit about TACHYON, please?
Absolutely. So I'm an entrepreneur and developer, and I kind of fell into cryptocurrency about 5 years ago. I'm pretty much nothing else. I got into Tachyon not too long after joining VSYS, and the other founders had actually already been working on it, kind of plotting it out for a little while. The reason I joined up was that I really wanted to help with promoting this whole internet freedom concept, and that, anybody in the world should be able to use the entire internet. And I guess the key thing for us to discuss today, which is just freaking amazing, we have had the most conclusive proof of our product's effectiveness possible. So what happened is that in August, Belarus shut off the internet. There was a disputed presidential election, and Tachyon actually grew off the charts in Belarus during that time. 138% in one day in terms of bandwidth. We were being used so much because other VPNs were not effective. There was a VPN called XVPN, which is kind of technically related, that worked, and then there was another one called Siphon that worked, and basically everything else did not.
Sorry, hold on a second, Jacob.
Sure,
I didn't know that. That's amazing. So the government, they cut off the entire internet. People started using all sorts of VPNs, and they found that Tachyon worked, and downloads of the Tachyon app went through the roof. Yep, and the usage for Tachyon. Now, are you saying even the big centralized, big-name VPNs, they didn't work either?
Yeah, that's right.
VPN
That's correct. The difference comes down to the protocol. So our protocol, it encrypts your traffic, just like a regular VPN, like one of the centralized VPNs you just mentioned, like ExpressVPN, for example. Mm-hmm. But in addition to encrypting it, it disguises it. So this concealment layer, right, it takes your VPN traffic and it ensures that it does not look like VPN traffic. Typically, we encapsulate it as HTTPS.
Okay. Hold on. You are a developer. You know all about tech and everything, right? My background is in social work. So let me just translate that into layperson speak. So this VPN disguises, it puts on a disguise. It wears a mask and not a COVID mask or something. So it doesn't. That's amazing. How does it do that? I mean, if there's no internet, how can it pretend not to be a VPN when it's a VPN? Okay.
So what they did is not shut off the entire internet, but block everything they deemed to be sensitive. So this includes social media. This included like a number of local political discussion sites and things like that. And those were what was shut off. And since people could still access HTTPS traffic, right, Tachyon was able to function, very effectively. Basically, we established an HTTPS connection to wherever, because there are, at this very moment, over 1,500 Tachyon nodes located all around the world. And so the client makes an HTTPS connection to one of those. And over that HTTPS connection, we form another plain internet connection, which to an outside observer, specifically a machine observer. What we're defeating, very specifically, is a technology called deep packet inspection, which looks at the contents of internet packets and tries to determine what they're doing and should they be allowed through or not. And what can I say? We've proven to be incredibly effective against deep packet inspection and other types of circumvention tools.
So at the end of August, Jake, we had, I think, 1,500 nodes around the world. How are we looking now with IPX? I know we got the Node Manager 2.0 coming out.
Yeah, so Node Manager 2.0 is launched very soon, and it's going to make it much easier for people to launch their own nodes at scale. It interfaces with the AWS, GCE, DigitalOcean, and UpCloud APIs, and allows making a node really very simple, almost foolproof. But currently, David, to answer your question, 15 to 1600 is the range that we've been in currently. We're expecting that to jump up a bit when the new node manager is released.
Oh wow! And then the IPX token is used to pay for the VPN services and also to reward the node operators who keep the VPN up and running, the DVPN running.
Yeah, that's correct. So a node operator receives two types of rewards. They get a staking reward, and this works like any normal type of staking, right? You basically deposit tokens. The function is slightly different because what we're actually trying to do is ensure that attacks on the network of nodes are expensive. Normal staking, similar but different. And then the second thing, and this is like really probably the big draw for people to operate Tachyon nodes, is that they get session rewards. And a session reward is basically payment for bandwidth delivered. What this creates is a competitive global bandwidth marketplace where node operators compete against each other to offer users, the best speed and also the best prices.
Okay, very, very clever. And is it that is the DVPN in a public beta, or is it pretty much finished?
Full on production, and it's got a Android app and an iPhone app with a crypto wallet in it, so you can have VSYS and IPX in your decentralized VPN app too, which is super cool for users.
Okay, and does it work on Windows and Mac and Linux as well?
Windows and Mac. The servers all run on Linux, but we do not currently have a Linux client. That's coming soon.
Okay, all right. And okay, thank you so much. Anything else you want to let us know about Tachyon? What's happened, what's happening, what's coming up?
Well, okay, I think that the last thing, I'll kind of go into one last point. Tachyon, and this is sort of dark, I got to admit. As the world maybe gets a little bit rougher, like with COVID or with President Trump deciding to ban Chinese apps like TikTok, or the Belarusian government blocking the internet.
Australian police force imposing a curfew in a Western-style democracy, for example.
Yes. So as all of these things occur, and this is really unfortunate, but the fact of the matter is these things drive demand for our product and our services. And what I'm really hoping to see, and what we're already seeing signs of, is that Tachyon is going to be a tool that people use to access information in tough times, and I'm really happy about it. User growth, phenomenal. We expected it to do pretty good, especially because it was a really high quality free VPN that anybody could just use, and we were seeding the network that way. But we never anticipated that. I believe it's 1.5 million users would download Tachyon by today. It's wow. Incredible. Yeah. So we're humbled by that. We're thrilled to see kind of community growing around the product, and can't wait to see what's next.
Okay, that's so great what you say, because I think it's so critical to freedom and democracy and accountability that people have access to information. As you was talking, I was thinking, there's all this shadow banning going on and deplatforming and censoring going on by Facebook and YouTube, and then I think more and more people are moving over to decentralized or censorship-resistant platforms like BitChute and DTube and BitTube and Library. But governments could say, okay, we're going to close off access to those censorship-resistant platforms, and then along come DVPNs that allow people to access information. I remember I was in Pakistan a couple of years ago, and at the time Telegram was banned. How am I going to communicate? Yeah, how am I going to communicate with crypto projects that I'm involved in?
Oh, yeah, you really can't.
Use a VPN.
Telegram, yeah.
Use a VPN, and people, you should be using a VPN anyway, as a matter of course, right? Just to keep your information secure, especially if you're going to be accessing it in a public setting on the bus or the tube, and people do that when on their mobiles and stuff. Okay, Jacob, thank you. What if people want to get involved with Tachyon? Is it Discord, Telegram? What's the best place?
I'd say Telegram, and they can find that link at tachyon.eco. That's our website. They can also hit me up on Twitter. I'm at Gatakian on Twitter, and they can also hit us up on Twitter. That's at Tachyon_eco on Twitter.
I should have those.
great places to learn more, certainly.
Okay, very good. I should have those links in the description below and the VSYS links. Anything else you want to let us know about Tachyon?
Yeah, Tachyon, the ticker symbol is ITX.
Yes.
And we just had a new exciting listing on Korea's Coin One. Also, you can, your users can find Tachyon ITX on Bitsum Global, BitTC, Hotbit, and OceanX.
Okay, very good.
Well, more to come. We're always, talking to as many exchanges as possible, and trying to work good deals.
Great, and I think what people are going to want to know, I'm not asking for myself, but they always want to know this. When Binance? Yeah, it'll be when Binance drop their fees or something. They're ridiculously exorbitant fees.
Yeah, so the competition's really heating up. We were pretty aggressively talking and going at Binance last year, and things seem to have cooled off. It seems like they kind of have like a monthly or a twice monthly rotation where they review projects. But I can't even imagine what that boardroom's like now with all the DeFi projects heating up. And one thing I've kind of started thinking about is like the top 200 on CoinMarketCap is really is the new top 100 just because there's so much competition.
Yeah.
And so VSYS right now is, I think today I checked, it was number 157 on CoinMarketCap. So firmly in that new top 100, where you've got all these DeFi projects just forking each other and competing with each other, and making it harder to get visibility.
Yeah. Well, the other place where competition is going to come from for Binance and all these centralized exchanges are DEXs. And are there any plans for VSYS to build a DEX, or can VSYS be used on any DEX currently?
Yeah, I can go into a quick, and then Jake can maybe take over a little more detail. But we did a big hard fork upgrade called VSYS 2 at the end of July, which included a couple new smart contract functions. We have the non-turn complete smart contracts, which are just like a simple set of tools that developers can use. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to lead to a lot more developer opportunity on the platform.
Okay, but not in any DEXs yet. Is VSYS available in any DEX?
We are not on Uniswap yet, but we do have some thoughts on integration, and actually this is bi-directional. And I will say that also, certainly, not going to give too much detail here, but certainly we are not going to let the opportunity pass for tokens created on the VSYS blockchain to be traded against one another. And certainly there's a design in development for internal market as well.
With those, atomic swaps in testing, some stuff in the testing phases.
Great. Okay. All right. Thank you. Anything else you want to let us know, David, about VSYS? What else is coming up? What's happening?
Just a real solid project. We're plugging away. We're kind of leaving the infrastructure phase and moving into the ecosystem phase. Tachyon really has, exceeded our expectations, and I'm excited for the next ecosystem project that we're going to roll out. So just really solid, plugging along.
Okay, and if somebody wanted to find out what are the projects that have launched on the VSYS blockchain, where would they go?
They would go to v.systems.
Mm-hmm. I'll link to that in the description below. That's
our homepage, and then we're at VSYS Coin on Twitter.
Okay,
and that's kind of the main comms channel I would say to follow just to stay up to beat on the project.
Okay, all right. And if I wanted to stake VSYS, which I'm not doing yet, but there's something that I think might be coming up, which kind of thrills me. What's the minimum anybody needs to stake VSYS? I think it's tiny, isn't it?
Very tiny. There are transaction fees on chain, and so it's 0.1 to move VSYS and 0.3 to move to do a contract on top of that. And so I guess the minimum would be just above that minimal fee. So we can get you started with a real simple amount. Actually, I'll make that a mission in the next month to get you set up and just to get you playing around with it a little bit.
Fabulous. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Okay. Anything else for you guys? Either of you?
No, but thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for taking the time, and this was great to reconnect, and hopefully we can talk again soon.
Absolutely. No, thank you so much for reaching out and coming back on. And I am going to be covering both projects again because actually what you don't know is I get on really well with David. So David reaches out to me. I say, sure, of course you can come back on, right? So I will be covering VSYS and I will be covering Tachyon. So please subscribe, comment, like, let us know if you've been using the Tachyon TVPN. How did you find it? Would you use it? Have you been staking VSYS? And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto David and Crypto Jacob signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.